Okay, so I'm making this little video today just to show a good example of everything you see on YouTube is not necessarily true and can actually cost you lots of money. So this all started out when my Hummer started shimmering and vibrating down the road. And I felt like it was the rotors. So I went to AutoZone and I picked up a couple rotors and some brake pads. And I'd never done it before because I'm not a mechanic. But I decided to watch a YouTube video and to see how to change the brake pads. Well, not only was there one video, but there was three. And they pretty much were all exactly alike. In the end, it cost me 3 days. This is Tuesday. I started on this Saturday. Their videos are quite wrong. And you should never see brake fluid pouring out of a caliper. And it's absolutely not normal. And you also will need to bleed the brakes if you ever lose any brake fluid. So anyway, I'm going to show you the quick way and the easy way that this should have been done. Okay, so I'd also like to say that the low-end brake pads are about 24 bucks, I think, 25 bucks. And that little kit was $7, so we were at, what, 32 bucks plus tax to fix this entire problem, plus a slew of errors coming across. And it would have only taken me 5 whole minutes per tire. You know, of course, you got to take the tires off. But I walked into AutoZone and I laid out 300 big ones. I got me some rotors and some brake pads and all the tools and everything a man would need to ever change some brakes. Oh, and I rented the C-clamp or the piston compression tool that they rent out, which obviously you'll see later that we don't need that. Okay. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing you got to do, they're right about almost everything in the video. Not one thing is right, because they screwed the truck up. But anyway, here we go. You pull this pin, done. Pull this out right here. This slider pin, piece of cake. You don't even really need tools on this thing. And you pull the clip out, don't lose it. By the way, that's what ate my rotors, my brake pads up, was one of these pins was missing completely. Probably from an accident, and somebody didn't put it back together right when they rebuilt my truck. So here we go. We're going to do this again. All right. Here comes the fun part. Watch this, guys. Man, you don't even have to bust them loose. But, man, I think those brake pads just came right out of there. Look at that. Anyway, could have been about a 5-minute job. It took me 3 days and lots of money. I'd also like to add that for about a year, I've driven my truck with numerous errors coming across the screen regularly. TPM, check engine light, traction, you name it, the errors would come up. It wouldn't even pass emissions. Took it in. They said they couldn't fix the problems. They couldn't really tell what it was. Well, luckily, at the end of all this, all the errors are gone. Every error on my Hummer has just disappeared as soon as I put decent brake pads on. So, I'll tell you, those guys at AutoZone, I keep talking about them, but they got me through this mess. They helped me out, and thank you guys. They're McKinney, Texas at AutoZone. I appreciate you. But here is a little kit that I bought. Now, there's 4 of these. 4 pins, 2 wires, and 4 cotter pins. And what happens is, if one of these cotter pins or slider pins comes out, then your brake starts riding up and it doesn't hit the rotor properly, and then you get a bunch of, mine was pulsing, so felt like a rotor. But anyway, for $6.99, I now have no errors on my H3. Gotta love that. Cost me lots of money over there at AutoZone. But anyway, appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. And you ought to remove y'all's videos, okay? Have a nice day.